Hi everyone, my name is NUTRITIONAL. I studied human nutrition and dietetics level 3 in University of Rwanda. I'm going to present about assignment of immunology and nutritional aspect of disease. Uh, my work is about 7 questions. 6 questions was about the general immunology, and the last one question is about nutrition and immunology. I'm going to start by defining how the body differentiates between self and non-self during immunity response. The second is about what is uh, laws of inflammation in immune defense. Another is a contribution of neutrophils. Another it's about the autoimmune disease and how it is developed. Another is about how does the immune system respond to cancer cells, and what is the role of blood-brain blocker in immune protection. And the last question is about nutrition and the immunology question about how malnutrition affects immunity function. Uh, let's start. Mm. The first thing I'm going to tell you is about how body differentiates self and non-self. There is cells and molecules used in that self and non-self. The first, it's about molecules. The first molecule is about the major histocompatibility complex 1 and 2, and cell is T and B cells and the antigen presenting cell. I'm going to tell you how those molecules and the cells are used to differentiate self and non-self by our immune cells. The first is about the recognition. All cells of the body which have nucleus have that molecule called MHC, which help immune cell to take them as self. You can ask yourself about the how red blood cell act or use to tell immune cell as self. The about the red blood cell have antigen which is A, B, and O, which is present on the surface of the cells which tell a immune cell as self. Another thing it's about antigen presenting cell. This is cells which are used to present the antigens, and they engage pathogen and break them down and presenting pathogen on the that is MHC class 2 molecule to T cells that are a cell which is trained to present antigens and have ability to differentiate self and non-self. Self is about the body tissue and non-self is about the invade or outside foreigners which is attack body, or cells which are abnormal, tumor cells and others. And sad things is about T and B cells which have response that recognize peptide present by that MHC, that is molecule on the surface of cells, which is their immune cell. This is self and that is non-self. And the last thing is tolerance. In the process called the central tolerance, the B and C, T and B cells that strongly react to self-antigen during the development of this cell, B cell, and T cell in thymus and the bone marrow. They are trained to differentiate self and non-self when there is a cell which have strong reactive to self-antigen are removed, helped by NASA cell. These NASA cells are used to remove that cells with abnormalities. Another thing about the role of inflammation. First, inflammation is defense mechanism against harmful stimulus. Stimulus which is antigen or invaded, which is enter in the body. The function of it's about the removing of that antigens, initiate tissue repair and mediate the immune response. For mediating, example, it's about these cytokines which are mediating the immune response. As you see, everything I'm going to tell you have citations, or the reference was being in last PDF, last slide. When you need more information, you can reach out the last slide and see the more information. Another thing about the function of neutrophil in immune defense. The first thing is about phagocytosis. Phagocytosis, this neutrophil is one of the many cells in the body which are used in phagocytosis. Another thing is about the formation of neutrophil extracellular traps which are used to trap and kill invading pathogens. Another thing is a moderation of adaptive immune because of the memory capacity of that neutrophil. They are used to moderate, to react as adaptive immunity because have a memory capacity. According to the National Cancer Institute, they define autoimmunity as immune system attack self tissue, and how those autoimmune diseases are developed. I'm going to tell you the examples, and I'm going to tell you a cause of the development of this immune disorder. On the first example is about rheumatoid arthritis. Rheumatoid arthritis, it's about the targeting joint synovius. That is this joint synovius is outer membrane of joint which protect the joint. The immune cell attacking that joint and developing this disease, autoimmune disease, which is called rheumatoid arthritis. And the second is type 1 diabetes, which is immune cell attacking pancreatic beta cell, that cell which are producing insulin and cause the deficiency of that insulin. As you know, the type 1 diabetes is caused by the lack of the production of insulin. And the cause of that autoimmune disease, there is many, but the few of them is genetic disposition. Many genes which are disposed can cause autoimmunity disease, and environment trigger like smoking, alcohol, and inactivity or the lack of exercise may cause the autoimmune disease, and the loss of immune tolerance can cause this disease. Another thing is about the cancer and the immune response, how the immune system react to cancerous disease. The first thing, immune system take cancer as foreigner, and there is take is the foreigner things which are going to cause a problem in the body, and there is three process or steps immune cell using to respond to that tumor or cancer. The first thing is recognition. when there is presence of tumor, there is a recognition that there is a presence of that tumor. When there is a presence of that tumor, there is activation of cells which is going to attack that tumor or foreigner invade, which are going to cause problem. And cells which are used to attack that tumor is about natural killer cells and that cytotoxic T cells, cytotoxic T cells. And the last step is about elimination, the indication of apoptosis in cancer cell. This apoptosis is about a programmed death of cells, and these cells, the natural killer cell and these cytotoxic T cells, they release this molecule, profenol and granzyme, which are used to break down that tumor and cause them to die and eliminated. Another thing is the blood-brain barrier. The role of that blood-brain barrier. The definition of it, what is it? You can ask yourself, what is the blood-brain barrier? The brain barrier is about a selective barrier between a blood and the brain. And it's about the barrier or membrane which separate brain and the blood, and they protect us. Going to see the function of this BBB is blood-brain barrier. It's about the membrane which protect the brain for entering of harmful substances. The function first, it's about the protect the brain from harmful substance, and it is composed of endothelial cell with tight junction. Let me show you the figures. As you see, there is tight joint here, this joint, which is not as you see, this is a brain and this blood, and there is this membrane which protect the brain for harmful substance to enter, to pass here to the brain. And there is junction between this membrane which make them hard to protect the brain and to protect a harmful substance to enter in the brain. The last thing is about how does malnutrition affect immune function. I'm going to use a lecture note of Dr. Xavier. The first thing is it's about what is malnutrition and immune system. And malnutrition is crude, undernutrition is the deficiency of nutrients or overnutrition or excess of nutrition. And immune system, it is crucial for defending the body against the function of immune system is defending body against infection and disease. I'm going to explain how malnutrition affects immune function. The first thing it's about, I'm going to tell you about undernutrition and innate. The immunity have two parts or branch. There is innate immunity and adaptive immunity. I'm going to first use innate immunity, the natural immunity or protection of the body. The undernutrition affect the innate immunity by impaired physical barriers. The physical barrier is about the skin, mucuses, serum. It impaired that physical barriers which protect the body from being attacked by foreigners. And defense it's about to reduce production of that barrier skin and the mucous surface. And another thing is increase vulnerability to pathogen. Where there is low production of skin and the mucus, the body increase their vulnerability to the pathogen and reducing phagocytosis. as you sorry for interruption, I'm going to continue about reducing the phagocytosis. As you say, there is cells which are used in phagocytosis, which are macrophage, B cells, and uh, another cells. And the undernutrition will reduce that cells. As you know, this cells is made of proteins, and it can cause deficiency in protein and macronutrient. Another it's the lower ability of neutrophil and that is microphage to engage that protein. As you see, this neutrophil and the macrophage are used in phagocytosis. When there is a lowering of the ability, it can cause a problem or vulnerability to the pathogen. Another, it's about T cell function. It can, we're going to continue about adaptive immunity. As we say before, there is innate and adaptive immunity. The undernutrition will cause deficiency or problem on innate and in adaptive immunity. Let me continue about adaptive immunity. First, it's about the T cell function. It's reduce or decrease number and the function of T cells and the weakening adaptive immune responses. And about the antigen production, when there is undernutrition, as you know, the zinc is used to in the production of antigens. When there is deficiency of that nutrient, there is impaired the ability to produce that adequate antibodies and reduce the capacity to fight infection. Another, it's about the overnutrition. Overnutrition is the things I'm going to tell you. It's about insulin resistance and immune dysregulation. If there is overnutrition or obese, there is a high adipose tissue or fat tissue. That fat tissue is going to produce pro-inflammatory product, which is going to cause inflammation and the insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is linked to immune disorder and affect on immune function or on attenuated T cell function and impaired phagocytosis. As conclusion, undernutrition and overnutrition is going to cause this regression or dysfunction of immune system. For undernutrition, is going to weak physical barrier and the weakening inner native and adaptive immunity. And overnutrition, as you know, when someone have overnutrition, have adaptive tissue or fat tissue which produce pre-inflammatory products, and is going to cause the chronic inflammation and immune system dysfunction. The last thing I'm going to tell you is about the balance that nutrition is crucial for optimal nutrition function. This is a reference I'm using. As you see before, there is insight in every slide. If you need more information, you can use this or references. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for taking this time to consider my presentation. Thank you.